Okay, hi guys. Welcome to my stream Bob Doodly What's It. I'm experimenting with lots of different techniques today with trying to improve my setup. So yes, just bear with me as I fiddle around a little bit for the first few minutes and adjust everything so it all lines up and check everything is working. So fingers crossed. So, first things first, yay! The video is working, you're getting gameplay and video. Are you able to hear me okay? That is the next question. I'll close that so I can save on bandwidth and get the chat set up on my phone. How is everyone doing? I see there's a good couple of you in the chat. I hope you're all having a good afternoon / evening / whatever. Now, I think I was able to find my chat on my phone last time I was streaming, but I don't know if I can this time. I think they've just updated everything. Okay, so if I remember rightly, we were on a wizard quest type thing, and we were going to do a Dwemer cave. I'm not good at physical attacks, it turns out. Wow, I can't even hit him once. Let's maybe switch back to magic. What have we got? Let's go with, now they say for one of the books describes a wizard's encounter with all sorts of Dwemer creatures and says that the answer is ice because of the steam workings. So hopefully that should help us. I don't know whether or not it will. I don't think any of my ice spells are particularly powerful apart from an ice spike. And apparently ice spike is very, very ineffective against this guys. Or at least they have been so far. Yay, chat is up and working! Hey, Scenic Giant and Koopkep. I always read your name, but I don't think I've ever actually tried saying it out loud, so I'm sorry. This is going to be the same thing that I get with everyone's names, which is I'm like, what? You say what now? I don't need any dwarven metal paints. They said that, like, the dwarven metal looks really, really tempting, like it should be super duper useful, and then does nothing useful whatsoever. Okay, there we go. So a couple of things that I've changed on setup. First of all, I had my second computer up. Now I need to deactivate this trap. I had my second computer up just to check everything was running, and then as soon as it was running, I immediately closed that tab to save on bandwidth. I've got my chat on my phone, which is super useful. So I can just watch the chat without having to, again, use up bandwidth unnecessarily. Yeah, hopefully this setup will work pretty well. Ooh, is that some moonstone? Nice. Okay, and the other thing I changed is that usually I make myself a cup of tea directly before starting streaming, and what happens is I make myself a giant cup to get through the whole stream, and then I run out of I forget about it, and then it gets cold. So instead today I have a teapot with a milk jug and a cup, and so I'm going to have little cups, and so it doesn't get cold. Hello Christopher, how you doing? And Mark, yeah. Sleepy stream. Well, I start streaming at, you're asking what time it is right now. It is 11:15? Yeah, 11:15 at night here. So yes, I always stream at this time. It's just a standard time for me because it's the only time when I can guarantee that I'm not at work and I am not asleep, pretty much. Sundays are the only days when I have more or less guaranteed afternoons off, although that is not actually a guarantee. And then the time that I get home on most nights is 9 p.m. So in order to there doesn't seem to be actually an exit to this room. This is just a little area. In order for me to guarantee that I will be available to do streaming every single day, every single week. The only day that I can really guarantee, as it were, is Sunday evening. And it's the best time in terms of other people in my house not using. I basically use 2 computers for the setup. So I've got to try and time it so I'm not using the computer at a time when someone else would want to use the other computer. And also when I'm not keeping anyone awake. So 11 PM on Sunday is the best time that I've found so far. It may by and by find a better time, but my work is a 24-hour thing. So there we go. Now, one of the things I have to remember to do in a minute is hopefully I've got my sound settings fine so that you are hearing primarily my microphone and a little bit of the gameplay. But what I will do in a second, probably right this second now I've done defeating that enemy, is quickly go and adjust my sound because settings. Because what I'm getting is a whole lot of effects and no music, so I need a little bit more music. Voice is fine, footsteps. I don't know why I'm getting loads and loads of like attack noises and grunting and that sort of thing. So maybe I should just down everything and up master. Hopefully that'll even everything out more or less. Yeah. Just up everything equally. There we go. Hopefully this won't affect you guys too much because my OBS settings are mostly microphone and a little bit of normal game audio or computer audio, but hopefully that will do the trick. Okay. Now I need to turn down my volume a bit. There we go. Okay. How are we doing? Yes, so it is a sleep stream. Sleep Giant is very busy. Oh, it sounds incredibly busy. Who's busy? Are you talking about my job or someone else's job? And Chris, I've distracted you from the podcast. I am so sorry. I realise that you made a lot of work for yourself with the podcasts, but I hope you're still enjoying them more or less. I saw you tweet about maybe changing the system slightly, so maybe some time for experimenting if you're being a little bit overworked. Now, I could have sworn there was something in one of these bowls, but maybe I was just seeing things. Okay. Hello, Vanpupi? Vanpupi? I think that's how you pronounce your name. Hello, I don't think I've seen you before. Are you new? Hello. I hope you're having a good time. Welcome to my Sleepy PJ stream. If I'm entirely honest, guys, I completely forgot it was Sunday today. I have been, I walked home from my local town because I missed the bus. And then I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll just walk until the next bus stop, which is fine. It's what I do. I live in a village, and my local town. Usually, when I miss the bus, I walk to the next bus stop, and then I walk to the next bus stop and hit the last bus stop into town home. But I went to, I think it's also technically a town, but I went to the city, as it were, to go shopping and to see Mad Max. And that is quite a bit further away from my village. And I missed the bus, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just do what I do in my normal town, which is I'll walk to the next bus stop, that'll be fine. And I walked to the last bus stop in that city, and then it's like, I'll just walk a little bit further, and then a little bit further, and ooh, spiders. Oh no, not spiders. Wow, I've not saved yet this game. I'm sorry, guys, I need to concentrate. Yeah, and I walked reasonably far. Wow, I'm sorry, guys. Well, you're just going to have to watch that bit of the stream again, and I will try and remember to save before I enter that room. Let me just quickly switch my powers again. There doesn't seem to be any really good ones. I know that technically the best ones should be frost spells, but they don't seem to be all that effective, which is slightly odd. At least these enemies are relatively weak. See, that's not doing anything, and my physical attacks are just not great. So I don't really know how to deal with these guys very well. In the meantime, let's just carry on re-tidying up. Yeah, so I walked home from my city, which, as it turned out, was about 15 miles. So it was a really nice walk. It was a lovely day. It was very warm and relaxing, and I made it home in pretty good time. But there was quite a few places where there was no pavement and it was dark. Not church tracks. Like just country roads. Oh gosh. Woo, did you see how low my health went there? I always have issues with drummer caves in that I always forget that these guys are actually relatively dangerous. They always look so flimsy and I'm like, yeah, I can deal with them. And then I die a lot. Do we have any food? Apparently I have no good health potions at the moment, which is a bad idea not to check that before going questing. And because it's Dormer Caves, it's all about the stamina, so I'm not sure whether or not I'll be able to find any decent health potions while I'm here, so I might have to quickly run back to a town and make up a batch of health potions, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, sorry about that, getting distracted. Yeah, so I'm a bit achy the last couple of days, so I snuggled up in bed when I got home from work today, and I slept like nobody's business, and I just woke up and I was like, oh no, I've got 5 minutes for the stream and I've got to get the stream set up, blah. So there we go, that's my how's life doing. Anyway, hello Richard Silver Shadow, hello Beto Bot. Who sounds tip top? I sound tip top. Oh yay, tip top is good. Oh, is it because I was talking about sound settings? Yay. Who else is in here? Wow, there's a lot of you guys in here. I don't actually have a viewer list at the moment because, as I said, I'm working off the chat on my phone. But there seems to be a lot of you, a lot of familiar faces, a couple of new ones. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you don't mind the fact that I'm probably going to die a lot this stream. I will try and save regularly so we don't have to do this every single time. Now, I seem to remember, was there something around here worth having? Was I misremembering? I don't know. Okay. Here we go, here around the corner. Okay, so I've got to go up this little bit, and then we've got another door with, and then we have the Chikaric, like they're very whatever the name of the kind of like giant cockroach creatures are. They've got a very strange name now. There was a spider creature. There we go. Now. I honestly don't know whether or not I did any decent damage to that spider that time. Metal makes nothing useful. Okay, let's quickly save before we do anything else. Have some tea. Okay, the robots in Skyrim have no weaknesses and up to 25 magic resistance. There is definitely a book that says that there was a wizard who had an encounter with one of the main things, and he was attacked, and lightning didn't work, and fire didn't work, and frost was the only thing that did work. But there we go. I'm going to stick with ice for now and just go very slowly. I need to switch to fire before taking on the whatever they're called, the giant cockroaches. Let's see. Flame's the best one. Let's see, actually, 5, 6. Ice spike might be useful. I suppose I could do lightning bolt. I've got enough magicka. There we go, let's go to that. Oh, I've talked to you on, I didn't realise that I talked to you on Phil's stream. Hello. Sorry, I didn't realise that happened. Sorry. Sorry Richard, I don't mean to be rude. When I'm modding, I'm basically just, like, it's a combination of I see a troublemaker, keep an eye on the troublemaker, that sort of thing. But hello. Well, you were lovely last week, so I'm glad you're here again. It's always nice to have nice people, no matter how often I've talked to them and then forgotten that I've talked to them. however rude that may be, I apologise. Let's get this ore, because ore is awesome. Martin Tricky, you still don't understand this game after watching multiple videos of it. Well, the idea of the game is, the plot is, dragons haven't been in this universe for quite some time. It's kind of like in a similar way to Game of Thrones. Dragons haven't been around. Ooh, let us save, because you don't want to see me doing the ore again. Dragons haven't been seen for a long, long time, and they are returning. And the only thing that there's a lot of political strife that's going on. Wow, I'm glad I saved. Yeah, the main plot is that dragons are returning. You've got to find out why they're returning and what's going on about that. There is also a reasonable amount of political strife going on that you've got to deal with. There's a rebellion, there's all sorts. Let's get some... Do I have any good? Restore Magicka, I'll take that for now. My poison versus poison. I have no good health potions. This was a bad idea to go questing without any good health potions. Food it's gonna have to be. Let's just eat like 60 apples and a couple of leeks. Why not? Like, if you actually like ate what you're supposed to eat in this game in order to maintain health, you would explode. Oh, he's dead. There we go. Well, that's nifty. We made it. Okay, let's save so you don't have to see me take on that boss again. Yeah, so that's the main plot of the game. But of course, there's a lot of other side quests going on. You can go to each town. Most towns will let you talk to the leader, and once you've talked to the leader and done them a favour or two, that'll let you become Thane of the city, which is basically like second commander or advisor to the lord of the town. In quite a lot of the town there's guilds, which are kind of like schools, training centres, friendship, whatnot. So in the first town you come across, there's the Companions Guild, which is basically bodyguards and mercenaries. The quest line that I'm currently doing is in the Wizarding Town, so I'm learning spellcraft and doing all the quests related to that. So you do the quests, you get experience, and within each of the guilds you can become the highest ranking member. If not the leader, you can become the highest ranking member of the group. For some reason it's not letting me go to this. Come on, let me, come on, there we go. There we go. Woo, apples. Okay. I need to pick up all the food I can, especially if I'm questing without any, I'm still adjusting to using a mouse, guys. This is still ever so slightly weird for me. There we go. Sometimes it feels like the mouse orientation is slightly off. Yes. And there's also the main plotline, which, as I said, involves dragons. You can become Thane of each town. You can buy a house and do lots of things with the house. So apparently I've got to learn how to aim slightly above what I need to pick up, because the orientation for my mouse seems ever so slightly off. But that's the thing to learn. Oh, it's a dead person. Mage robes are worth having, actually. We don't need boots, we don't need feather. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of like the general gist. Basically you do quests. If people ask you to do things, you do them. You explore areas and you do all that sort of thing. There's a lot of things going on in terms of the history of the world. There's a history of racism, particularly against things like elves, who generally actually are kind of dicks. There's some nice elves, like my companion here, who I call Falafel, which his actual name is Philandral. I can never pronounce it, so I call him Falafel. And he's a nice elf. He does good things, and he's very, very good at his job, even if he runs into battle and steals all of my experience. but sometimes the elves stick, sometimes they are horribly abused and misused. Let's activate that tripwire and back off. There we go. There's also obviously the history of dragon. There's also a history of distrust of magic users. There's a lot of hatred against magic users and that sort of thing. Generally, it's a very complex little world, and it does good things. Like obviously, you could compare it to something like Game of Thrones, but you know, that would be too easy. Let's eat some cabbage and some carrots and some dog meat, because yum yum dog meat. Feels like a bit of Walking Dead going on. God, I've used up most of my food already. Oh, I died. Thank God I saved. Where was I? Oh, Boss Verger's gotta go on his merry. I'm sorry. Let me just quickly read chat for a moment while I'm being nerd-faced. They're also immune to poison and frost. Well, Dwemer robots are rubbish then. Richard's Soul Shadow fully understands. Some streams are a bit... They also... yeah. Communities and balancing that difference between getting to know people and actually having to concentrate on everything at once. Imperials or Stormcloaks? I haven't actually made a decision yet. Usually I'm technically, like the last game through I went with this particular game, I went Imperials just because Stormcloaks are so racist. But I do have soft spot for the Rebellion, but racist. I'm going to try and avoid making that decision until the last possible minute. And Boss Virgil's got to disappear? I don't know, I don't see him saying goodbye, but bye Boss Virgil. Hello, Craig22. I don't think I've seen your name before. Hello. I'm playing on PC, on my laptop to be specific. Mark Tricky, hello. I think there is a multiplayer version of this game, although I've never played it, mostly due to the fact that, as with most of my problems with streaming, it comes down to internet connection. Wow, these guys are bitches. It might be worth me leveling up my armor, summoning a familiar, and getting the hell out of dodge. Let me load a slightly previous game. Let's see whether or not that's slightly better. So I've got a bit more time to prepare. I am not playing on a modded game. This is just a standard game. I haven't done anything at all exciting with it. It's very, very basic. But it does the trick. You know what might be useful? I'm going to try this. I don't know whether or not this will work. If I... Ah no, Black will set off the tripwire. I was really hoping to trap these guys in the tripwire. Oh, I ran out of magic. I'm going to die. There we go. I don't have all the DLCs because I've never completed the main plotline because, as you can tell, it takes me a while to do pretty much anything useful. I'm very, very obsessive compulsive when it actually comes to my own personal games too. When I'm playing online, I do tend to be slightly more just get on with it. But when I'm playing on my own time, I'm incredibly obsessive about getting every single little thing done. Oh, that wasn't too bad, so I think it's all about being a distancer. So I'm going to just sneak mode and try and sneak up on the next guy, making sure Flapple's in front of me, which is always a useful technique. That's what they're for. They're basically my shield, and blasting him from a distance. So I know there's an enemy somewhere in here. So there's two that attacked me previously. I'm just going to save. Like, small victories, guys, small victories. There's also the Stormcloaks are being used by the impassive. You can sweep in Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on within the game story. Just basically, the Stormcloaks are okay. The way that it's kind of written is when you first get introduced to them, you go with them just because they're the rebellion, and of course you go with the rebellion because who wants to go with the Stormtroopers and Darth Vader and all of those? Those guys suck. But actually, when you read into it, you're like, Stormcloaks are kind of dicks. Like, Solitude is one of the nicest towns. When you get to Solitude, a lot of the people are kind of stuffy. Like, the clothes shop owners are kind of bitches. They like comment on your clothes in really like mean ways. And there's a lot of things that you don't like about the Solitude people, but when you get to know the Empress, you realise that, you know, she could be a pretty good ruler, and she is of course a supporter of the Empire. And her husband was murdered by the Stormcloaks, like straight up murdered by the previous Dragonborn, which is me. I have the ability as a Dragonborn to steal. Ooh, cutscene, guys, cutscene. I have the ability to kill people by absorbing dragon souls and then learning dragon magic. And the previous Dragonborn killed the Emperor, I believe. I might be misremembering something there, but I definitely feel like, oh my god, this is the first time I've actually been playing this where I can actually hear the lock. Dang it, so close. There we go. So yes, I tend to go with, to conclude, I tend to go with the Empire rather than the Stormcloaks, but you never know that I could change my mind. Drop it. Let's go search. Ooh. What I do like about Dwarven Caves is they may be kind of tough, but they do have good loot. Once I learned to work with Dwarven metal, it's a relatively expensive thing, although I won't be using that much Dwarven armour because it's heavy armour, and I'm specifically choosing to use light armour in this particular playthrough, partially so I can work on my sneaky skills, but also so that I can carry slightly more loot if I'm being weighed down physically by what I'm wearing. If it's heavy armour, then I just have slightly less space in my inventory in terms of weight. So if I go with light armour as what I'm wearing, then I have so much more capacity for what I'm carrying. Let's just quickly save that. I could play after reaching level 90 and being able to do one-shot dragons. I feel like starting over, might do some other time. Jenny, do you know if you're doing it correctly? Imperials and Stormcloaks? Yes. Well, as I said, you can kind of compare the Skyrim world to the Game of Thrones world in several different ways. Obviously, the primary way is that the dragons have returned. Although, unlike Game of Thrones, the dragons returning is not a positive thing necessarily, because they're not being controlled by anyone. They're completely independent entities. While in the Game of Thrones universe, the dragons have returned and it brings magic back to the world, but it also means that they're being controlled, at least for the moment, by Daenerys. So, you know, she's the mother. She, as a human, has, you know, some level of control over the dragons. These ones, the dragons have come back, and they've come back in a huge way. And there's no real control over them whatsoever. They are independent entities that just dislike humans for the most part. Spoilers! Yeah. So you can compare it to Game of Thrones, and the other way is the political intrigue. There isn't really a black and white. You can't really make the right decision in terms of who you choose to side with, which is one of the reasons why I'm avoiding the main Civil War plotline and the main dragon plotline for as long as I physically can, is so that I can just concentrate on getting points and quests and all those sort of things without actually having to make any decisions which affect the gameplay. I don't want to limit any options quite yet, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously I may change my mind as we go. Anyway, that's my thought. It's a very long, convoluted thought. I apologise. Okay, so we've done over here. Let's just quickly check out here. My tea's got a little bit cold. Probably time for a top up. Oh, is this a timing based thing? Oh no, it's not timing based yet. There we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm detected by a sphere. So it turns out the best spell is the most powerful spell. Who would have thunk it? Even with magic resistance, the trick is that. I'm guessing the I've either misremembered the book that I read. I don't have it with me because I just emptied my inventory of all my books, which I was carrying around like a basic walking library. I don't actually have that book on reference at the moment, but there's some fall down here. I'm guessing that must have referred to the whatever the giant dwarven creatures were, the ones with the kind of like drills and ice things. Let's loot this corpse and then I'll turn around and face his brother. I just need to take a potion of yeah, I never reached the point where I'd really got to the point where the gameplay was dull for me. I think I got to level 60 on some of the spells, but because I wanted to be able to do pretty much everything, I wanted to be able to craft everything, have perfect houses, all of them, and complete every single town. There wasn't a point where I'd run out of things to do. If I'd worked my way through every single plotline, the Daedric Prince quests are probably my favourite, just because they're so weird and wonderful. If I'd managed to do all of that and got to level 90 and got to the point that I was killing dragons in one hit, then I probably would have quit because I was killing dragons in one hit and probably would have got a bit boring. But this game it's such an enormous world, and there's a lot that. Oh, I really hope Lethal doesn't start attacking me for doing that. It's not my fault I set up on a trap and he's not so good at timing. Yes, what's the thing? Words and substance things. I feel like I'm going back the way I came. But according to the map marker, I'm going the right direction. Dwarven Centaurian, yes, probably that thing. I have a very, very distinct memory. Oh, I hate Falmers. They're such nuisances. I'm going to go with nuisances rather than anything ruder. They're annoying at best. But there you go, what can you do? Oh, I'm encumbered. Well, this seems like a perfect opportunity before going through this door to do an inventory check. I've been playing for half an hour now, guys. So I'm not doing too bad. I can get rid of that. I'm keeping that, keeping that, keeping that. Get rid of that. I mean, it's 90, but it's not really worth the wait. I can drop this bit. Oops. I don't really want that. Though, that's actually pretty, but I don't really need them. Keep that. potions that I would drop, there's no scrolls I would drop, there's no food I would drop. Ingredients, I haven't done an ingredients check in a little while. Ooh, I've never eaten a fowl ear before. Yummy. Just what you want. Anything else that I didn't eat? Nope. As I said, I've just cleared my book, so I finally have that to deal with. I can drop the cast iron pot. I don't think I really need to keep that. Drop the clothes iron. I'm not going to be doing any ironing no matter what my gender. At least not in the middle of gameplay. Loot. It seems odd then carrying a loot. It's a magical bag, clearly. Keep that. Nope, should have dropped that as well. Okay. And I'm feeling the ill effects of eating a fowl ear, which I can't imagine is particularly good for me. Where's that wolf pelt? Let's pick that back up. And I know I've emptied his inventory recently, so I can dump some things on him. Particularly all of my random items. Hey, I wonder what that does. Eats and dies. Well, that's pretty much like, you know, it's experimentation. It's all in the name of science. Yes, you eat the whatever you find. I'm not giving him any of my money. Not that I don't trust him, but I don't want him to wander off because I've accidentally set him on fire and then have to chase him up because he's got all of my money. Don't want to give him any looks because those are useful. You can have all of those. Get rid of all of these random oddments. And there we go. And I'm pretty well below my encumbrance. Is there anything else I can drop off to him? I can probably give him a weapon. Give him a glass battle axe. He can have my spare magic boots. What did I give him instead? I gave him something instead. Sometimes I feel like this is really weirdly like mismanaged. I feel like I've given him a lot of things that I don't actually want to give him. I want to have that back. Keep those. I want to have that back. Yeah, sometimes I feel like it's weird with the dynamics of these chains that you lose track of where the actual area is that you're sending things. I don't know. It feels weird sometimes. So I need to. Okay. So I'm currently naked. Let's put on something, shall we? So health, magic. If you don't like some magic, that's fine. I keep all my amulets. Elven helmet. I put on. So now I'm naked with a helmet. It's not bad. Picking is not that useful. Braces. That's better. And let's just grab some decent armor and light armor. There we go, that's what I was wearing. Sorry guys. Going into the next room, I like to at least be clothed. Even though this is a PJ party, I should probably just put her in like the frilliest dress I can find and be like, she's in her nightie. That would suit the scenario. Where did it go? Studded armor at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm all unencumbered. I've got my electricity on. You say. Time for a fresh pot of tea. There we go. And done. Okay, let's see how the chat's doing. Yes, science is all about numbing things and then dying. It doesn't hit or doesn't kill. Do you mean a depth of field issue? Oh, the problem with the archery is my computer is crap, so the arrow doesn't actually kill. So this is the thing. Oh, that does sound like a depth of field issue. Like maybe you've got lots of missettings going on there. I don't know, I've tried doing archery, and because until very recently, aka last week, I didn't have a mouse to play with, playing in third person, which technically you can play this game in third person and in first person, but generally most people play in first person. I feel very claustrophobic in first person. So I play in third person, which means that my aiming is not great, because it kind of slightly messes with the view ever so slightly. Also, I'm uncoordinated, not the best gamer, but it does also come into it that some oil. It's a really good soul gem quest, actually. If you are in need of soul gems, do a couple of bird dwarven caves, and dwarven caves, and you'll be well on your way to being able to enchant lots of things. Don't need that, don't need that. Take Malvin, I'll take gold. Yes, I was saying something. So, something very, apparently, possibly intelligent. Yes, so, archery. I was going to become an archer when I first played this game. My main focus was going to do lots of archery and distance weaponry, and kind of maybe skimp out a little bit on the magic. And then I discovered that magic was so much better than archery, in that I can just do, like, if I get fire and be like, woo! Then at least I hit multiple targets, while if I'm doing archery, it actually involves a high level of coordination and definitely a mouse, which I didn't have until, like I said, 2 weeks ago. There we go. So let me just quickly check around here, and then I'll move on to the next section. Don't want to miss anything, because the OCD won't let me be, or let me do me, so let me see. I need to just check everything, or it will freak me out. There we go. Oh, I get that occasionally with enemies where I'm like, you've hit them, and you know you've hit them, and for some reason the game doesn't register any damage. It could be that you need some sort of level of, you need to be detected. Usually that happens with me, that unless I'm actually relatively close to an enemy and they can physically detect me, if you're actually casting from a distance further away that you can't be detected, then it doesn't register as damage. But I could be wrong. As I said, I didn't use that much of the archery stuff. Now what's nice is, unlike last time I was playing this sort of game, I didn't have very good sneaking ability. This time I do, which means that I can do at least one good hit before the shit goes down, and that's why I love Falafel. He just gets in there and is like, rah, I kill you with my giant axe. Also, he carries all my junk. Perfect companion. There we go. He's also very good at archery. His main skill is actually archery, but I always give him hand weapons rather than archery weapons, because it's good for me to have someone who runs into the fray and protects me while I'm faffing around trying to aim. So technically, in terms of my gameplay ability, it would be better to get someone who is more of a tank, more physically strong, with a little bit more of a high encumbrance. Well, basically with a large inventory slot. But he's always done the job absolutely fine for me in terms of what needs to be done, and because you dictate what weapons you give him. If you don't give him a bow and arrow, then he will use the weapons that you give him, and just automatically attack enemies, which is super duper nifty. Flacco's going to deal with him. I'm just not going to worry. There we go, he's dead. Sorry, my mouth went a bit squiffy there because I was rolling on the wires for a moment. I was trying to expert. How's everyone in chat? Are you all having a good evening so far? Not being too vastly bored by my general level of ineptitude? Sorry, expert. I need to actually concentrate a little bit. Are you all in PJs? I'm the only one in PJs. Now I've had a lot of tea. I was planning on going to bed directly after streaming, but now that I've had a reasonable amount of caffeine, I'm going to have to stay up and be productive. Because I haven't been productive all afternoon because I just got home from work and slept. So there we go. Dang it. Okay. There we go. Lockpicking has increased. I am so close to leveling up to level 22, guys. So close and yet so far. I feel like this was a trap room at some point. What I do like about this is I'm going to be able to make some nice jewellery. I'm done with this quest. Let's sort out these ones. There we go. That should make me a little bit smoother on the mouthpiece. Cables getting everywhere. I was going to buy myself one of those, you know, super modern Wi-Fi nice thingy-bob doodly what's it, but given how crappy the signals are in my house in almost every capacity, from phone signals, like my mobile phone doesn't really signal very well. Even the house phones sometimes don't signal that well. I thought it'd be better just go with a wire and know for certain that I'm not going to randomly disconnect. So I did. Which means that now I just have to deal with the fact that I'm getting cables everywhere. I've got 3 sets of cables going on at the moment. I've got my laptop cable, but I've got lots of cables. So most interesting subject ever. I'm just not going to talk about that. Cables, cables, cables. Wires everywhere. Okay, I feel like this is the continuation. Let's see what. So I've done this room, so I am in the right direction. That's fine. So I must have already done this little area around here. I'm going to stop sneaking for a bit. I must have already done. Yeah, this must have been where I came from. Right? Nope. Okay. Yeah, fine. So, let's head down this way. I'm sneaking while I'm exploring new areas. Oh, that's the corpse. Oh, this is creepy. Got the feeling it's gonna get creepy. Oh, I was wondering why chat was so quiet. It's because I need to scroll down. There we go. No worries, Richard. Just chat away. That's what the chat's for. Hello, Saber Expert. Hello. I recognise your username, but I don't know whether or not I've talked to you before. And welcome to the PJ party. It's nice to know I'm not the only one. Jenny, you're never boring. Yay! I'm too talkative to be boring. Well, I will take compliments where I can get them. There we go. A onesie is exceptionally good PJs. If they're snuggly enough for you to curl on the sofa and feel like the world is like a happy, snuggly place, then they count as PJs. So onesie is good. Definitely counts. Definitely. Criganums. What's that? I don't know. Well, welcome. I think I definitely thought I had seen your username before, but as I was discussing earlier, I'm not very good at recognising usernames very often, at least not as well as I should do by now. Okay. Well, I hope you're all having a good PJ party so far. I started a bit late, so I'll probably be going on for another 15 minutes or so. Ooh, that is the creepiest chest known to man. Look at that thing. I wouldn't want to put anything in there. Can you imagine putting, like, clothes in there? I suppose they're dwellers, not dwellers, Falmers. So there's 3 enemies up ahead and I can't see any, and I'm also detected. Okay. Still 3 enemies up ahead. I need some potions. Let's go up and get some potions. Extra magicka, extra magicka. Do I have any light armor? Magicka, 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 minor magicka. I don't think I could find any health. So, skirmishers increases light armor. Okay, that will do for now. Stamina, magicka, I'm fine. Resist poison would be useful. Potion of healing, yay! Poison. Still quite low on health, so let's eat a couple of vegetables and some dog meat. Dog meat. Some potatoes. Of course, all of this is worth more if I actually were to stop and cook something, but haven't had the opportunity yet. Oh. Ooh, guys, look how low my health is. I'm gonna eat some cheese and some sweet roll. What? Someone stole a sweet roll? I used to be an adventurer before I nearly got killed. Ah, no, I killed it as I died. Gosh darn it. How was my day today? Oh, good golly, how far back am I? I have no idea how far back I've gone, guys. There's going to be a lot of minor looting. But at least now I know that up ahead, there's a bloomin' full-on ambush. There we go. Ah, that was annoying. I was doing so well. Didn't I kill that guy just as he was killing me? Like, oh, that's both wonderful and frustrating. But I did pretty well for an ambush that I wasn't really expecting. I just need to remember to sneak into that area slightly more sneakily, which is always a good plan, I guess. Yes, my day was okay. I was very busy at work today. We had a couple of new starters, so I'm trying to deal with a busy day. Do the full kind of admin side of things before the bank holiday that's happening tomorrow. So all of that stuff on top of a standard busy day. So admin on top of standard day, on top of new starters. So you're trying to make the best possible impression while trying not to tear your hair out and run screaming for the hills. Ooh, I think I might have missed this guy last time. Naked. Is always a hard day, but it was okay. I didn't get out too late, which is nice for a Sunday. Usually we are very late on a Sunday, but we managed to do it, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. I have been, since my walk, I've been all achy, so when it was like time to be actually running around like a headless chicken, I was like, oh, this hurts. But yeah, it was fine. It was an okay day at work. How was your day at work? Oh, Iron Man onesie? That's the best thing ever. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Kudos. Does it have like little like attachable gloves with like little light things so you can be like and it has like a little squishy round dot, or does it have just sleeves and then you're done? You should get some Iron Man mittens to go with it if you don't, because that would be nifty. Okay. I like distant kills. It makes me much happier than close combat kills, because those are alarming. Spider's egg. Okay. Now there's nothing around each of these, which is good to know, apart from... There we go. Now I'm going to stay sneaky and I'm going to walk slowly, because that is the way to survive in this game when you're as bad at it as I am. Now I can probably attack this guy, but there's this guy. There we go. That's an overall better game. When I actually concentrate, it works better. Yes, how is all of your days going? Are you all having a good afternoon, evening, day, morning, midday, midnight? I don't know, who have we got? I'm trying to remember where everyone's from. We've got a bit of an international crowd going on. Tell me where you're from and what time it is, where you are from right now. Is it already Monday for you? It's Monday for me. It's been Monday for 8 minutes so far. Now this was the master lock over here, so I'm just going to quickly crack this one right open. I don't know what accent that was. I apologise. I should just not try accent. Oh, battery is running low. One sec, guys. There we go. I knew that was going to happen. There we go. Let's get this back up and running. Ah, dang, I had it in exactly the right position. Okay. Dang it. What a waste of lockpicks. Gosh darn, guys. Stupid laptop running out of battery. It's because I had my phone plugged in so I could see chat. And there's only a few plugs down here. We all know Chris is from the best country in the world and also the wettest country in the world. So actually, I suppose I can take credit if we say the best nation. But I suppose it's Wales is pretty awesome. Lots of very pretty areas and good sheep. Dang it! Look at that! Look at that! So close! Gosh darn! What a bunch of baloney. There we go. Voila! Into the Dwarven Sphere room. Yes, I feel like this was either a storage area for these guys, or at some point it was a trap room. Either way, it's got some good booty, as the pirates say, and as them gangsters do say in them videos about them booties. I love talking like a gangster, because I can't talk like a gangster. It sounds ridiculous. But it's one of my favourite things to do when I'm bored. Those things I used to do with my sisters when we go on long walks is try and think of the worst raps, like the ones that you don't ever repeat in mixed company, and say them in the poshest accents we could conjure from the depths of our heritage. So yes, that was a fun thing to do. Now this was the point of the ambush, so let's say... Okay, that's one down. Concentration, guys. Concentration. Ooh, go for a shock. Apparently, they recommend shock as being particularly useful then. Ooh, sack eggs. Lovely. They wouldn't put a potion of shock if shock wasn't useful, and shock so far has been very useful. 7 PM for you. So, whereabouts is that? Saber Expert, 7 PM. PM America. That would put you 5 hours behind. So, you're not European, you're not New Zealand or Australia, so somewhere in America, Canada, that sort of area. You went to a rave last night. Fancy. I have not been to any sort of clubbing or that sort of event in quite some time. Last time I went clubbing, I was wearing shorts underneath my skirt, but I wish I'd been wearing trousers and like 4 layers. That would have been nice. Clubbing, not that fun. I've rediscovered clubbing, not really my cup of tea. But there you go. You live and you learn. I really like Kaylee's amazing. Like when it's organised dancing, that's a whole other kettle of fish. So this is the ambush, and I walk straight into it. I'm going to let Flaffle be my main guy, and he's just going to do his thing. I'm just going to let him go to it. And I accidentally pressed continuous run because I'm an naughty. Oh, that's actually really useful. The axe that I've given him is, I think, an axe of fear or something, which is actually really super useful because it means that it forces the enemies to flee, which means they spread out. That's actually really useful. I'm glad I gave him that axe. That is actually really very nifty. I'm just running back here in case I missed a note. Oh, there's still quite a few enemies around. I hope Flaffle isn't dead. Anything worth having? Pine thrush. There's pine thrushes this download. Oh, who knew? Warhammer, not worth the wait. Okay. Oh my god, they ran straight past me. So I'm still detective. Okay. I need to take some... Oh no, is he dead? He's dead. Okay, cool. So let's go down here. Still a couple of enemies about. I'm just going to quickly save because I'd hate to save after beating all the... I'd hate to die after beating all those enemies. I need to get killed by a random cockroach. Something similar. Hey, Flaffle. There's sack eggs. There we go. Sack eggs, yum. Okay, there we go. That chestnut, that's just a random wall. corner, you. Did any of you guys play that in when you're on a road trip, or it's a very way to tell, when you're in the car on holiday? Did you ever play that where you go around a sharp corner and you go, hey, around the corner, you? You have to try it, like, particularly in like when you go through tunnels and whatnot. So you create like a little echo chamber. It's one of the things we used to do in the car. I don't know. Maybe it was just my family. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just my family. My family tend to be one of those ones that just happen to be the ones that do that. Yeah, that's my favourite. Let you know that I'm there. I'm gonna melt your face. Which is obviously not what I said as a child, but what I say in this game. There's another dead wizard. They made, considering I've been having issues and I'm like one of the ultimate badasses and, sentient and not on PC, these wizard guys made it pretty dang far into these caves, given that there's, giant cockroaches and Falmer and Dwemmers and all sorts, and dwarven robots. Like, they've done pretty dang well. Okay, let's have a quick look at the chat. Oh, hello, Maxwell. How you doing? Yes, dance clubs require... Oh, clubbing doesn't necessarily require socialising, because most of it's yelling at each other from a distance, because you can't really hear what each other's saying, and dancing incredibly awkwardly. It doesn't necessarily require social interaction, because you spend your entire time listening to music and trying to dance. I'm not good at club dancing. There's a whole level of stress involved in club dancing, because you've got to worry about where everything's going and what you're looking like and all that sort of thing. Like, that's why I love Kaylee so much, because if they give you the steps, then all you have to do is move to the music, and there's no stress about asking for partners. Like, there's no stigma at all. There's no stress. You can just randomly, girls can ask boys, boys can ask girls. There's no stress. Girls can ask girls, boys can ask boys. Come on, let me pick it up. Let me pick it up. Let me pick it up. Come on. There we go. Yeah, Kaylee's and barn dances and that sort of thing are just the best. They're just a good dang time. Ooh, is this a cave through here? That's where I came from. Look at the map. Yes, that's where I came from. Okay. So I need to go up this little hill bit. I've been playing for an hour now, guys, so when I come to an actual pause, that will probably be the end of the hangout. But, end of the stream, nibbob. But we'll see how long I can go before I give up on you guys. Who else is here? You've been working a 48-hour week, Maxon. That's a relatively long week. Keeps you on your toes. Keeps you very busy. It's what, 9 hour days? Yeah. Yeah, 9-10 hour days. So that's a pretty busy week. Has it just been a busy time in terms of mail and whatnot, or has it just been a end of financial year type restructuring, or just generally busy? It's weird, I'm getting a feeling of deja vu, because I've done all of this stuff before, but it was a long time ago. I remember being a lot more scared last time. Ooh, we're back into some dwarven ruins. I seem to remember that this is coming up to an end space room, so that will probably be the point I finish when I go through a door. And my keyboard's getting wonderfully overheated, despite the fact that I have an additional cooling pad, so it will probably be the perfect place to end. There's a Falmer there. Oh, sorry, Flapple. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm an empty. There we go. Well, it's a sleepy PJ party, so, who cares if I'm about as coordinated as Drunken Shrimp? That's the only trouble with this. It helps filter out enemies if you're in an ambush, but it's less useful if I'm trying to just kill something. There we go. Let's carry on through this way. This way and that way, and shake it all around. This way, that way, and shake it all around. There's more fun. Come at me, bro. Maybe I shouldn't have encouraged them. There we go. That's not half bad. There was a point before I got myself a cooling pad where I was like using like a bag of ice to keep my laptop pad from getting overheated. I think this might have been my old laptop. I bought a new laptop a while ago specifically so I could play games without getting it too overheated. There was a point where I can remember playing games. In order to play games, I had to put a little bag of ice on top of my keyboard. But the cooling pad does do good things, but it's not perfect. It works 99% of the time, but when I'm doing more than an hour or two of gameplay. Water effects. I love the water effects in this game. I know it's super duper sad, but just there's something like I've always loved graphical water. Like I was playing the original Tomb Raider game. This is a while ago, and the graphics for that are really bad. Like they're really, they haven't aged well, and yet somehow when I was looking at the water effects, I was still like, oh, pretty. Look at that pretty. So that shows you how sad I am when it comes to graphics awareness. Whatever it is, pretty. But there we go. I seem to remember there's a room around here somewhere. I think there's little dwarfen beds up here. Oh my god. And a reaper. There we go. Ooh. Skirmish, that's nice. Yeah, I did remember that right. There are beds. Yeah, definitely. I've done this quest line definitely before, but it was a while ago. So I have some memory. Enough that I must have been very nervous when I last played this for me to have this level of awareness of where I am, more or less. I must have been going through it very, very slowly and mapping it psychologically as I went through, like, oh, I'm scared of what's around the corner, etc., etc., etc. Sneak. I was already sneaking. Around the corner. How's chat doing? Nice thing about job is making money, the ability to try to spoil yourself on occasion. Yes, that's the nice thing about working. I mean, it's you know, work is work and adult life is adult life. But you know, things like going to VidCon this year, like I managed to buy all my tickets and everything that I wanted for VidCon in one pretty much bulk buy. Like I managed to buy my plane tickets, my tickets to the convention, get my hotel booked, and get my ETSA all in one sitting. And like knowing that I've saved up enough money to be able to do that and just have it done, it's nice having that sort of level of, you know, I'm not the most social bunny in the universe. I can do it, but it's, you know, I don't spend money a lot. But that does mean that when I want to buy things, I know that I have enough on hand to be able to do that. So, you know, if you want to buy an ice cream on the way home from work, it's not the end of the world, which is nice. But work is work. Like, you're paid for your time, and your time is not always spent in the most pleasant way possible, but that's adult life, isn't it? That's weird, because I felt like there was some give here a moment ago. How do you get one of those fabled jobs? I reckon there are none. Make them later on talking down this. Oh. Well, I was very lucky with my job. I replied to an advert that said help desperately needed, and help is still desperately needed generally. Oh god, I've only got 6 picks left. Okay, I'm going to actually start. That's working. I might need to level up my lockpicking. Okay. So close, guys. Okay. There we go. I need to level up my lockpicking next level up. Wow, I can't hit him once. I need to remember to recalibrate my mouse at some point. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I wanna loot his ass. Dang it. Okay. Well, that was wholly useless. All those lockpicks for nothing worth taking. Gosh darn. Let me just quickly check my map in case there's anywhere else left to go. So that is where I'm heading, and that is where I've come from, and there's no other hidden areas. That's nice. Okay, this way. There we go, and then I think I'll call it the end of the stream. But yeah, where to show some things. I always lose track. I get halfway through a conversation, kill something, and then I forget what I was actually talking about. Employment. Oh yes, I replied to an advert that said help desperately needed, and help is still desperately needed. We're constantly searching for staff. I've been working there for nearly 3 years, so I think that's just a general state of the business. Yeah, every time I've been like, oh, I might move on and try something else, I've been, given job development opportunities, which is nice. So, I can't say that I've loved every minute of it, but I can't say that I've hated all of it. And there's definitely been, okay, that is getting genuinely annoying. Oh, once he reappeared. Okay, I think it might be time to call this the end of the game, because clearly my laptop is getting overheated and it's causing the game to be a little bit on the buggy side. There we go. That's those two. Okay, sleep mode. And let's get my back to warm, and then we shall save and call it a day. Okay, let's save. Let's see, how's chat doing? Okay. Hello, Jay Bertie. I didn't realise you got in. Hello. Nice to meet you. Hope you're having a good evening. Sorry, we're about to finish, but hello. Hi. Yeah, Christopher was talking about being self-employed. It's always an option. Being your own boss, I think, would be a very pleasant thing to be. Definitely not having to head into work on specific hours would be very lovely, or at least not having to work 24/7. Well, not having to have the likelihood of having to work a 8-day week. 8-day week? It feels like it sometimes. Like that would be nice. Oh, Bexon's got a head on his Mary. Okay, bye to you. Freelancing stuff, yep. Jobs aren't easy to get. Decent jobs aren't easy to get, yes. Yes, well, my limited experience as an employed adult is that my job is not the best. But as I said, every time I've thought about moving on to do something different, I've been offered another opportunity. At the moment, I'm on a probably 6-month countdown in order to finish some stuff. And once I've finished some stuff, then I've got another qualification with which to fill out my CV. And at that point, if I'm doing well, I may be offered another opportunity. I may not. I don't want to stay in my current job more than 5 years, definitely. my previous manager slash co-worker, she stayed at this job for 10 years. She started working there when she was 15, obviously not in a high-ranking position, and worked her way up as well as doing a degree until she was 25, and then moved on. And I don't think I could stay in this place of business for 5 years. But right now I don't drive, and I honestly couldn't find a more convenient job. I'm literally about 2 minutes bike ride away. So I'm not going to quit my job, but there's definitely you can't say that I can't say I love it, but I definitely can't say that I hate it. It's offered me more opportunities than many other jobs would, and yeah, you know, if you work and you see where you get, and if you don't like it, then there's always opportunities to quit. And you know, maybe getting a shitty job for at least a little while you're finding what you love is not the end of the world. It brings in money in order to do what you love. So, you know, shitty jobs, they're not the best, but they're better than nothing. Yeah. Well, that's a good point as well, Saber Expert. That wow, this is the Sleepy PJ stream, guys, and we're talking about you know, employment and the state of the economy internationally and all of those sort of things. A bit too deep, I think, maybe. But yeah, basically, you know, there are some opportunities out there, I'm sure, but they are dang hard to find if you're after something very specific and after the dream job. So keep working it, guys. I believe in your freelancing is also a good opportunity as well if you want to do that. It's all down to the person. There we go. Wow. As I said, way too deep, way more deep than I was expecting. I am going to possibly do something productive and then go to bed, or just go to bed, I'm not sure. But thank you all for watching. I hope you have a lovely week. I hope we will see you all next week. Probably more Skyrim. I'm actually quite enjoying this quest line. It's nice actually getting powerful enough magic that I'm not too frightened. And then probably next week, if I finish this quest, I will do a town trip and we'll go from there. I like this setup. I like having my phone from chat, the PC up just to check that the video is up online fine, and then closing tabs so I have enough streaming power that I'm not uploading and downloading at the same time. And possibly a pot of tea for next time as well, because that was nice. Any comments or suggestions, if any of you are good at the technical know-how to improve my stream, anything you think that could be done to improve it, all advice is welcome and much appreciated. And I hope you have a lovely week until next time. I don't know whether or not I've saved, but let's just save that and let us quit. Yes, again, thank you all for watching. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you guys all very soon. If you are not following and you would like to follow, feel free to follow. If you want to subscribe to me on YouTube, it's Took It Home to Jenny. And there we go. Awkward sign off, because as always I've got to go back to my desktop in order to stop streaming.